Ben Hibbon today. Thank you for joining us, Ben. So could you tell us a bit about your work?
I'm an animation director, and I worked with in commercials, promos, and feature movies.
Cool. Could you tell us a bit about your future films that are coming up at all?
Well, we've just kind of released a teaser for an animated horror adventure movie. We're kind of trying to kind of break into a new genre. We're trying to kind of deliver something for more of a mature audience, something that's kind of not quite like Pixar and not quite like Avatar or Beowulf. So something that just exists in the middle, something that delivers something very rich visually, but with mature themes. So we're doing that, and I'm just finishing directing a sequence for the next Harry Potter. So yeah.
Has that been interesting to work on the Harry Potter? Is it the first one you've done, or have you done any else?
Yeah, it's the first time, and it's literally a sequence out of the movie. So it's not a special effect. It's a sequence in itself. So it is very exciting work.
Have you ever used like YouTube or anything like that to sort of?
Yeah, absolutely. The internet is probably the best way to get your word out there in terms of and trying to appeal to niche are very big on the internet. People are lacking of a certain genre. We'd always try to look for more, and they're very savvy. So it's all about trying to expose your work to as many people as possible.
So could you explain a bit more about the genre that you're trying to sort of break into? Is it?
Well, I mean, I'm fairly interested in many different genres. I think it's all about good story and good characters and a good script. One of the things that is recurrent, I guess, in some of the things that I do or I'm interested in doing is the fantasy element, being sci-fi, being a post-apocalyptic world. It's always about transforming the reality of your character to fit with the story you're trying to tell. Not setting things in our own reality that we all kind of can relate to, but try to transpose and use metaphors in terms of communicating bolder and simpler idea.
So was there any particular reason you wanted to be an animator?
I guess to see my illustration move.
Yeah.
But it is key to what I do. I mean, it's animating and designing, and I always design my work. I always do the concept art and design the characters and storyboard my work. So there's a great deal of illustration going on at the very start of the productions and of any of the productions. So it's definitely something that I can't do without.
Obviously, you've worked with PlayStation and EA games. So what kind of projects did you do for them? Was it any of the film games or?
I've done cinematics. I've done opening things. Yeah, in-game cutscenes and things like that. I guess one of the most interesting. Two of the most interesting things been. One was done for a game called Killer 7, which is like a kind of a crazy Japanese video game. The interesting thing about this was that I got to design a cutscene that then afterwards influenced the level of that game, which is really cool. And working with the guys in Japan on that game was pretty special.
So you've talked about sort of how the storytelling of your films and things. Have any sort of kind of European or Hollywood directors had an influence on your films? Or?
Yeah, I mean, it's not one in particular. I think it's just growing up, watching a lot of Japanese animation, American movies, reading a lot of graphic novels from Europe, from Belgium and France, and French obscure cinema, and all of, it's a mixture of everything. I mean, you always say that you're finding a little bit of things that you like here and there, and it's about how you make it your own, and it's I think that's what excites me. It's just being influenced by all those different things and try to come up with something that might be its own take on all of that.
So have you got any new projects lined up with Hollywood? Or?
Well, I mean, I as you normally do, is you have so many scripts that you develop in the same time. So I have about 5 or 6 projects which I'm developing right now, all at various stages of pre-production. and we have a couple of them which have got financing in place, so we're kind of waiting for distribution and so forth and so forth. So it's a bit of a game of cat and mouse a little bit. You have to be excited about many different projects because at any point maybe one's going to happen before the other. So it's you have to split your love between all of these things, which is tricky, but it's very exciting. But yeah.
Okay, so it's been lovely talking to you. Thank you very much, Ben. And,
thank you very much.
Enjoy the rest of Ffresh.
Thank you very much.